I don't like the sight of death, the smell of decomposition, open wound, multiple slash wounds, organs spilling out. There's no beautiful murder scenes. The more gruesome the case is, the more it resides in your memory. My name is Roy. I'm currently the head of Special Investigation, CID, Criminal Investigation Department. We look into murder, kidnapping, firearms, and anything that's deemed sensitive. I have personally dealt with 3 body parts cases. The first body parts case, it was dubbed as the Kallang body parts murder. It was gruesome because that was my first experience with dismembered body part.
The gruesome discovery of body parts at Kallang Riverside Park. Police are still searching for the missing head and leg.
It's very different now. From where we found the body, it should be opposite right over there, which is, I think, Stadium Road, if I'm not wrong. It was early in the morning. Cleaners were cleaning the beach. They saw this box, so they lifted it up. And because the box was soaked in water for a while, it's very flimsy, so the torso fell through the box. Looking at body parts, the first thing, who will do such a crime? Why you want to do such a crime? We don't have the identity. Where do we start looking? And what do we look for? We open up the search all around the beachfront area just to ensure that we didn't miss anything. A couple of hours later, towards the opposite bank, my colleagues found another box containing the upper torso. And the moment we flipped the body over, we were so relieved because we could see the hands. We took the fingerprints. We managed to pull out a identity. That was when we started working on the close context of the deceased. And from the colleagues, we found out that there was some form of close relationship between the deceased and the accused person. So that's when we decided to interview Mr. Leong. During the interview, his hands were trembling. We saw some nicks on his knuckles. So we asked him, how did you get such injuries? He said, oh, I was fixing the pipe in my house and things like that. Then we decided to bring him back to his house. We found blood stains. We took the samples. The swabs that we've taken from the toilet, it matched the DNA of the deceased. At that point in time in 2005, there were not a lot of CCTVs around. It will be uphill task to try and find out how the disease ended up here. If we never had DNA technology, then it will be very reliant on what the accused is going to tell us. It was because of the presence of the DNA. The accused's story didn't hold water. Subsequently, he told us the truth because he was aware that we found the DNA. DNA is the silent witness. It helped us pull all the puzzles together and seal it. Actually, it brings back a lot of memories, no? Especially this one. He threw the head and the legs at Singapore River, Clarke Quay. So we couldn't find it, so we have to go and find out from these cleaners here. So they say, oh, they operate there. So they sent to the barge right outside Sisters Island, further up. So we took a PCG boat, we went all the way out. By the time we reached the barge was emptied already. We say, where are all the rubbish that came from Singapore River? They say, oh, just left on the way to the incinerator. So that's when we called the incinerator to stop all incineration. Then we went bag by bag. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, terrible. That was the first time I was happy smelling the smell of this decomposition. Yeah, because we knew that it has to be. We found it already. Yeah. If you ask whether I was taken aback, yes. I mean, I'm human also, but it's part and parcel of our job. Being the head of this department, it is my job to solve every case, ensuring that there is a closure being brought to the family. Even if I was never a police officer, if things happen, you will want to have a closure. It's just very human. as law enforcers, that is our job. Seek the truth, give closure. It's my way of giving back to society.